Good morning. Welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. This morning on the newspapers are stories, of course, that are making round on the national dailies and analyzing the stories. And we have with us in the studio, Adebayo Fajime. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, let's begin with the Nation newspaper. Of course, we did hear yesterday some reports carried that Adamu, emerged as the consensus candidate of the APC. And now, just at the newspapers, we're having an update that Buhari has said he has not anointed anyone. Just like the Nation says, presidential ticket, Buhari disowns Adamu over Lawan. What's your reaction to this whole drama?
Of course, I expect that because if you adopt a Senate president as the consensus aspirant, the question is what electoral assets is he in possession of to deliver victory or to lead the party to the presidential election and to ensure that he wins the election. So he doesn't have it. So except some cabals in the party are just deliberate to want to break the party or to want to lose the power to the PDP come next year. So because if you look at it, it does not have the mass appeal, it doesn't have the reach, and it doesn't have the structure. So you cannot compare, apart from the fact that the northern part has been there, and President Muhammadu Buhari will complete that 8 years next year. So apart from that fact, so I don't see why the national chairman of the party will want to adopt Senator Lawan as the consensus candidate. So it's going to spell a doom for the party, and of course, if care is not taken, you won't be surprised if at the end of the day they lose in the presidential election.
That's on the Nation newspaper. Of course, the big story right there. Just from the very top, we see terrorists operated for 30 minutes at Owo Church. Survivor recount. Two riders. The first, my 70-year-old mom shot dead, and police recover unexploded bomb. That is on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. We move over to, of course, the next newspaper, which is the Leadership newspaper. And the big story on the Leadership is 2,340 APC delegates to decide presidential flag bearer today. Of course, we know that yesterday was supposed to happen, but now we wait to see what's going to happen today. From the very top, we see Lagos Oando partner on electric mass transit buses. That is on page 21. Besides that, no one can claim PMB's 2015 electoral victory. That's coming from the presidency. Of course, that's on page 8. Of course, we had Ahmed Bola Tinubu, talk about this issue. And, it generated a lot of controversy. And now we're seeing the president reacting to that and saying no person can claim the electoral victory of the president, Muhammadu Buhari, who is living power. How do you juxtapose this with the statement of Tinubu?
Yes, we are in a democracy, and in a democracy, for you to win in an election, there should be a collaborative effort. So, just like you said, no person can claim the full what's it called now? Nobody can claim the full responsibility that if not for me. So, but I want to believe that the outburst of the national chairman of the party in Abeokuta last week is needless, but at the same time, you cannot underestimate the fact that he was pushed to the wall, because he has never, according to him, and we have never heard it from any quarters, that he mentioned that in the public space. I think it was because he was pushed, so I never supported it, and I read what Garba Shehu wrote yesterday, and so nobody can claim it, but at the same time, you can still not underestimate or underrate the electoral asset that Tinubu brought to table to ensure that President Muhammadu Buhari and the APC, as we have it back then, in Action Congress of Nigeria before it metamorphosed or morphed into APC. So for them to win elections, you cannot underestimate that. But just like you said, nobody can claim full responsibility, because even as a stakeholder, whatever you are in the party, you have just only a single vote. Apart from the fact that as a stakeholder, as a tactician, you have structure that you still bring to the table. But just like I said, I repeat, nobody can claim full responsibility for that.
Of course, that's on the paper right there. On this day, the big story is in Super Tuesday, aspirants narrow to Osinbajo, Tinubu, Fayemi, Amechi, Umahi, and Lawan. That's the big story right there on this day newspaper. From the very top, it says Sultan Archbishop of Canterbury condemned terrorist attack on Owo Church, say it's crime against humanity. That story is on page 34 of this day. Business Day says Buhari to hand next president more insecure Nigeria. That is the big story on the Business Day newspaper. Of course, the Punch says that Adamu consensus plot fails. 21 aspirants in battle royale. And that's on that paper right there, the Punch. On Daily Trust, from the very top, we see attacks displace 2,000 residents. Bandits hijack food truck in Zamfara. Well, we keep seeing more sad news. How do you react to this update talking about 2,000 people who have been displaced, and of course, bandits hijacking a food truck meant for people in Zamfara state?
I think insecurity now is not well reported as expected, because a lot is still going on in the northern part. Just Sunday, I did an interview with somebody from Kebbi State, Zulu local government to be precise. And this man was telling me the tragedy, the problem they are facing. In fact, just last week he said that some 3 bandits attack a couple on the farm, and he told me that the bandit told them that, have you not been warned not to farm this year? That as a result of that, they cut off their hands, and they said, now that we have cut off your hand, we will see how you will farm. In fact, he said to a large extent that they will allow them, sometime those bandits will allow them to farm, and when it is time for them to harvest, they will just come, ransack the whole place,
and take all the produce.
And even if they are not killed, that's if they are not killed rather. So, and we are not hearing about this thing. So now we have seen, we are seeing this in Zamfara. So that tells you that there is still a lot for us to be done. So it is just quite pathetic that the present administration rode on this platform to house the former president, the former administration, to dislodge the man from power. But unfortunately, they have not been able to provide solution to the problem that they met on ground. So the question is, where do we go from here? So what else do we need to do? What else do we need? Where else do we need to go to ensure? Because if people are not secure, we cannot have a very viable economy. We cannot live in peace. We are not stable generally. So for us to be able to move forward, at least we must be able to live in peace. You must be able to go to bed and have your 2 eyes closed without minding that somebody, even the little space on your bed, not minding that it's not safe. So until we get to that point, we may not be able to make the desired progress as we are yearning to see.
I agree with you on that one. Our protection of life and property, peace is topmost priority. Of course, that's on Daily Trust newspaper. Besides that, we see 95% shareholders unknown as Nigeria Air gets air transport license. That is on page 21 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Of course, the big story is consensus deal collapses as delegates elect APC candidate. That's on the front page right there. We have a couple of riders there, but the lower banner says, Owo Church killing all Nigerians now helpless, says Sultan. Of course, Sultan of Sokoto is saying all Nigerians are now helpless following the attack on Owo Church in Ondo State. That's on page 7. Just underneath that, we see driver's son, 2 others found dead in room, 8 others unconscious. That story is on page 7 of the Daily Trust newspaper. You can also stay updated on our website. That is www.tostvnetwork.com. Our social media handle is always at TOSTV Network. Follow, stay engaged, and so you know what's happening in Nigeria, in Africa, and across the globe. Many thanks to the bar for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you, viewers. We'll come away again tomorrow. My name is Merciful Ajinmo. Please stay safe and be vigilant always.